Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. I hope and pray you are okay and so are your family members. With this lecture, we are going to resume our RM 898 coursework. So today's topic is basic statistics for research students. The flow of information will be something like that. First, I will talk about the major types of statistics. Then explain you what is a t-test and its types. Like what is an independent t-test and what is a dependent t-test. I will also show you how to insert data analysis tool in the Excel. I will also show you when to run equal variance t-test and when to run unequal variance t-test. We will also talk about two-tail and one-tail concept and the concept of p-value. Then we will run together inshallah Excel sheet and I will show you how to arrange the data in the Excel sheet for the t-test. I have also uploaded my Excel sheet on LMS so that at the end you can compare your results with my Excel sheet. There will be several audio recordings saved as Stat1, Stat2 or Stat3 or maybe so on, along with the PPT presentation and the Excel on the LMS. So kindly go through them and feel free to ask questions. And with that, I'd like to say Bismillah and we are going to start this. So as I said, the basic topic for this class is statistics for research students. So let's see what is statistics and what are its types. So talking about the statistics, there are two major types of statistics. One is called descriptive statistics and the other one is called the independent inferential statistics. In the descriptive statistics, your data is the whole population, which means that you have a small data size. Whereas in the inferential statistics, you work on sample data derived from a big population. Like आजकल conditions के हिसाब से if we want to know कहाँ corona फैला हुआ है पाकिस्तान में, तो we can go to the cities and to certain areas we can collect the data and then apply the inferences. Okay, what is the certainty of having that data true or false? If we see on the descriptive statistics side, we basically calculate two major things: central tendency of your data set sample, like average, median, mode, what you have learned in your schools, and we can also do the measure of variability data, example like range, variance and standard deviation on your data. Range is something which tells you what is the minimum data you have and what's the maximum value of the data you have. Now, if I show you on the other side, inferential statistics infer uncertainty in your data, explain you how likely is something is going to happen. We perform tests like F-test, Z-test, T-test and Anova for the results. So in simple, you take data from samples and make generalization about a big population. Whereas on the descriptive side, you can see that the results are 100% accurate. It can give you results with 100% accuracy, but the findings are limited to only your data set and cannot be applied to other data set, which is a big limitation, though it's easy to perform descriptive statistics, as you have seen over the years in your education. As well, it does not require any assumptions in the calculations, whereas in the inferential statistics, you have to do several assumptions. Talking about the point 4, final result is shown in the form of graph or table in the descriptive statistics, whereas final result is presented as probability score, not graphs or tables in the inferential statistics. I have to check several times because I can record the presentation for a very short period of time. Otherwise, the size of the file will become too big and it cannot be saved. So again going back, now we have information how to calculate average, median and mode. So we know that average means just to find the mean value. Median means which is the center of the data, and mode means which number is coming more than one time in the data set. So talking about the t-test, let's move to the t-test. What is a t-test? It is a test that gives you information if there is a significant difference between two sets of data. So a t-test is applicable only on two sets of data at a time. If we have three sets of data, we cannot apply t-test. In that case, we have to apply ANOVA. So here I have said this, when to apply t-test and when to apply ANOVA. A t-test is used to examine difference between the means of two groups. However, when you have more than two groups to compare, like for a disinfection chemical trial run, let's say when you have case number 1 where you have added a high dose, case number 2 where you have added a low chemical dose, and case number 3 where you have not performed any treatment. So in that case we have three groups. Then you cannot apply a t-test, but you have to apply ANOVA, that we will learn in the coming lectures. So talking about the t-test, no t-test in ANOVA only tells you where there is a difference between your groups, but does not tell you where the difference lies. So it only tells you if there is any difference between your groups, but do not tell you where that difference lies. So to find where the difference lies in the group, one has to perform post hoc tests. Post hoc tests examine where the difference lies in the groups. And there is a common term, placebo, which means no action group, or where you are not performing any treatment. So sometimes this terminology will appear in the literature, so you should know what it means. Now moving further forward, so how to insert the data analysis in the tool Excel? First of all, open an Excel file on your computer. Here I will show you from my computer. Okay, let's do it. So first you go to the data tab. If you do not having this data analysis, then you have to insert this data analysis option in your Excel sheet. For that, after pressing the data, go to the file tab, and under the file tab go to the options. Under options, go to the adds in. Under adds in, see my analysis toolpack is already added. So if it's not added on your computer, there will be a checkbox. Click that box and then press this go button. In my case, it's already added, so there is no need. But I will show you how to use it when I will run the Excel along with you. Okay, let's go back to the PPT file. So as I said, open your Excel file, go to the top tabs, click data, then go to the file tab. Under file tab, go to the options. A new window will pop open. As I have shown you, go to the adds in button, then select the analysis toolpack and press the go button on the screen. You do not need to click OK. Data analysis tab will appear on your Excel at the top right corner. Like in my case, you can see it's available here on the right side. If you do not have data, then it will be an empty box in that case. So let's move further. So types of t-test, there are two major types of t-test. One is called the independent or unpaired t-test. Something which is important to tell you is that the data size of the two groups may or may not be the same. So there are possibilities that one group has more data points and the other group has less data points, but it's applicable. So in case of independent t-test, we have to find out whether we have to equal variance option, we have to run equal variance option or non-equal variance option. Whereas the other type of the t-test is called the paired t-test. The data size of the two groups should be the same. Here I have said the word should be the same, or I should say must be the same for accuracy. So let's move further. Talking about the types of t-test, the independent t or unpaired t-test, this test determines whether there is a statistically significant difference between the means in the two unrelated groups. This can be run under any of the following conditions: equal variance or unequal variance. Now, what is variance? Variance simply tells you how spread apart is your data from the mean, and means average. So here we have to find out whether we have to run equal variance test or the unequal variance test. We should know the F test first. So remember, we have to run a F test first to find out equal variance or unequal variance condition, and that I will show you in the Excel calculations in few minutes. Now we start the calculations with a hypothesis for performing the t-test. There are two types of hypothesis. One is called the null hypothesis, in which we assume that mean of each group are same, and for t-test we only need two groups. And the other hypothesis is alternate hypothesis, in which we say that the means of the two groups are not equal. Here U is here with the U I am showing you the mean of a group. So let's move further. So F test, how to calculate an F test we will see in the Excel, but what it tells you, or what is important through F test, what information we need through F test is if F calculated value is less than F critical value, and remember these words, then variances are equal. So run your t-test using equal variance option. कब करना है? जब F calculated value is less than F critical. Then use the equal variance option. And if F calculated value is greater than the F critical value, then the variances are not equal. So run your test using not equal variance option. In the solved Excel sheet you will find out, and we will do it in the few minutes as well. But this is the criteria to find out whether we have to run equal variance test or unequal variance test for a t-test, for a unpaired t-test or the independent p-test. Whereas this concept is not present in the case of dependent t-test. So we should not bother these two conditions for the dependent t-test. Again, allow me to check how much time I have run this video. I hope it's going to be saved. Okay, so going back. Now, the other type of t-test, as I said, is called the paired t-test or the dependent t-test. We run this paired t-test when we have to compare the means of two related groups to determine whether there is a statistically significant difference between the two means of the groups or not. In the independent t-test, related groups indicate the same participants are present in both the groups. In the dependent, which means that you have to find the effect of the same data before performing a treatment and after performing a treatment, just to give you an example. But it will be the same data or the same treatment before and after a concept. So, example of a dependent or paired t-test is COD value of Lahore before and after coagulation chemical addition. For open-ended questions, we use two-tail. Now, what is two-tail and one-tail? Let's see this. For open-ended question, we use two-tail concept. What is two-tail?